All right, good morning. It's November 26th, 2019, the new moon in Sagittarius, and as you can see, I am getting ready for work. So I didn't have time to do a video prior, but I just felt really strongly that I wanted to do a video, so you guys will be getting ready with me. And so I think the big important thing about this new moon is, I mean, we're always talking about this time, there's like, we're coming to this new change and the new energy level of us. And I'm gonna say it again, that's what's happening. But the difference, I think, that it's disguised and wrapped up a little differently. So let me talk about that. How is it disguised and how is it gonna feel different, and like how are we going to know what's going on, right? Well, when someone tells me that change is coming and like, you know, we're going to the next energy level and stuff, I always just feel like it's going to be like all of a sudden, like first you're like walking through a hard path, right? And things are drudgy and things are hard, and because things have been hard these last couple weeks, actually, I feel like it's like this last month has just kind of been not like horrible, but it's just been, there's been some trying things, right? Like things have floated to the surface that have been hard to deal with, and we had to really like use all the knowledge that we know and that we've learned throughout our time, and we've had to like say like, hey, is this something that we're going to do, this old habit from this old energy that's floating to the surface? Are we going to react in the same way? So with that said, the energy for the last couple of months, you know, we've been kind of going through this trudgy thing, and I feel like every time someone tells me like, oh, you're gonna, you know, have the change in energy, it's gonna be like this, you know, shift, you're gonna go to like these new places. I feel like it's like you're walking through the dredge, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, ha ha, and you're like on a new level. I don't feel and I don't hear that that's what's gonna be happening. So, and that's a good thing, because really doing those quantum leaps, like just suddenly, sometimes it can be really painful. Like energetically, like you could have like catastrophes. So I noticed the last few years during this time of the year, that's what was happening, where it was like things were going good, you were feeling good, and then all of a sudden, wham, you got hit with like something really bad in your life happened, right? And that shifted you to a new place, because you had to A, act differently in your life, B, you had to like make new rules for all of the circumstances and the people around you, right? And it's kind of harsh when it happens that way. But what I feel like is happening this time, and what I'm like being inspired to share with you, is that we're not going to have it happen that way. And the reason why is because if you've noticed the last couple weeks, and I've been wanting to make a video on it, but something just stopped me. Like I haven't been able to like reach out to you guys and share this information. And I think it's because it's supposed to be in this video, is that if you've noticed, we have kind of gone through, like a lot of people are talking in our communities about it being like, if you're going through a spiritual depression, that's a good thing, and like what a spiritual depression is. And for those of you that don't know, it's kind of like, you're stopping everything and you're just really like doing a lot of healing, or just even vegging out, like, and when I say vegging out, I mean like you're not doing the things that you normally do. And that doesn't mean that you stop your connection to source, but sometimes in those spiritual depressions, you feel like you're not connected, right? And that's why you kind of panic and you kind of worry, and you're like, hey, what's going on with me? Why am I not my connected, joyful, happy, bouncy, peppy, you know, illuminated self for everybody else and for myself? Like, why is that not happening? And then the guilt ensues, and then you start feeling bad and all these things, right? Well, I feel like these last couple weeks or month or so, it's been really, truly my angels and my guides have been telling me, stop everything, like stop pursuing your purpose right now, like stop your actions. I want you to stop. And I kept saying why, like they weren't giving me the why. And that's frustrating for me because I want to see like 20 miles ahead, right? I don't want to just know what I'm supposed to do in the present. And they kept reminding me, stop, like stop trying to get everything done. Stop being superwoman. Stop. So finally, after like a couple weeks of them like really telling me that and me not listening and things like not going my way, I finally listened and I stopped. And I never watch TV and I never have time. Like if my family's ever watching a movie, I'm on the computer writing my books. And I stopped everything just because I was like, I guess I have to surrender. Like I have to listen. Like there's nothing else for me to do at this point, right? Like it's not going well, forcing things, right? So I did it. And what I noticed was that it was like, there was healing in that, and there was grounding in that. There was me being with my boys and, you know, spending time with my husband. And I kept wanting to know the reason why I was needing all this, you know, and nobody ever really gave me one, no matter how hard I asked. They just said it was purposeful for this time that I needed to heal, and that collectively we were all healing. And I know that you guys were hearing that probably on your other YouTube channels as well. For the other people you follow. And so I just did it. And now we're in a spot where this new moon is here. And I feel like the message that I'm receiving anyways is that this new moon is going to bring the balance. So we stopped what we were doing. I hope you guys listened too. Or sometimes you're forced into listening because things will, no matter how hard you turn your wheels, you won't get the work done. You won't get to the spot that you're trying to like run to, right? And so pretty much all you can do is either run and wear yourself out and get all stressed out and have your energy be all messed up, or sit down and relax and say, I don't know why you're telling me to do this, but I'm going to do it, which is that's what I ended up doing. And now we're going to change. We're going to start going towards our purposes. We're going to start knowing exactly why we're here, right? And this is the phase of that quantum leap that everybody's talking about, right? Of like it being like this shift. And I think that it's going to take all that, all that we've just been going through, and it's going to like kind of like blend it like a paint, right? Like two different colors, opposite colors. And it's going to say, here's your purpose and your goal. And it's going to be fast and furious, but here's the relax, and here's the family time, and here's the taking care of yourself and going inward and all that you've been doing for the last few weeks. And let's blend it like some paint, right? And then it makes this new color of the perfect medium. Does that make sense? It's like you are going to take those two polar opposites of being, like I like to call it, being my superwoman and doing like everything in my power and having not 1 second or minute in my day be unfulfilled of getting something done, right? Because I'm a go-getter. But it's gonna be that with relaxing and enjoying the moment and being in the moment and laughing with your children or grandchildren, or it doesn't even have to be children. It could be your partner or whoever, and it blending that. So the balance, right? And for you, it might not be like, so for me, it's like my purpose and my present and my home life and all that kind of family and all that kind of good stuff. But for you, it might just be, I don't know, it might be something with money, right? It might be that, you know, you have been working really hard to achieve a financial goal, and no matter how hard you worked, it's like it was stopping you in the tracks. And so then you kind of just gave up and you just rested in where you're at. And then now you're going to go to this new place of your finances are, you know, going to improve and get there, but you're going to have that balance of, I'm not going to push on it like I was before, because that only pulls things further away from me. So it's that happy medium of taking the action, but relaxing into letting everything just happen the way it's supposed to. So that's what I feel like the message for this new moon is. So for me, I'm going to ground myself and intent myself during this time, because the energy is very powerful during the moons, to like ground myself in my intentions of what I want to bring in. And I do want to bring in balance. I want to bring in my career that I'm working on right now. I'm working on getting my lending license. I want to bring in my my purpose, which I feel is writing and being an author and being a speaker and sharing messages with you. I want to build that, and I want to work on that and pursue that. And I also want to be a really good mom, and enjoy my boys while they're little. That's been my thing this whole entire time. Since before they were born, I have preached and said to my husband before he married me, I said, when you marry me, I'll be a stay-at-home mom. And I was for 3 years. Because I want to enjoy, that's a short period of life, and I want to enjoy that every second of it. Like, I don't ever want to miss out on anything. And here I am working part-time, right? Well, this week I'm working full-time because he's off, but, and going to school. Gosh. But, I really, really, really don't want to forget that, my mission. I feel like one of my missions is to enjoy my boys, because let me tell you, my stepkids are all grown, and I met them when they were babies and in diapers and bottles, and it goes so fast. And I feel like that was such a blessing for me to be able to have that experience with them, that I get to see how fast it goes with kids and stepkids. And now my children, I like savor every moment, and I enjoy every moment totally differently than I would have if I wouldn't have had a family with my husband and my stepkids, because they really taught me that the present is where it's at with your babies and your spouse and your loved one. And so yeah, don't make me emotional. All right. Well, I think that's enough. I think that was like the biggest message that I had for you, is the balance piece, and just know to blend that. And I think faith is a really important thing, at least it is in my life, is all the time I'm like wanting, like when I get messages from my guides and angels, I'm wanting to know, like, okay, why? Tell me, give me why, like, why are you having me do this? Like, I don't want to just feel like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. But sometimes you don't need to know why, and sometimes you just need to have faith in the process. And it's really like, if it's not your guides and angels that's guiding you, sometimes it's your higher self, right? And that's the thing, is like, just give up the struggle of saying like, oh, I need to know, or I know better than my higher self. I know better than my soul does of where direction I need to go here in life. I don't really think that that's true. I think that your higher self has a way better plan. And I think if we relaxed into that, I think we would all have less of a struggle. So, all right, well, I'm going to end this video there, and it's 13 minutes long, which is unconditional love. That's what that number represents. I really do unconditionally love you. I hope the best for you. Take time to do both sides. Balance yourself and enjoy the rest of this month. Enjoy the holidays, and thank you for joining me. And I hope this message brought you some comfort and peace and love and joy. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.